Alright, MrSotko here, and welcome to the next video of Wasteland from Arma 3. And this is the mechanics of camping. And so, camping is one of the major things in Wasteland. I was talking about it in my introductory video. And I'd like to show you how to do it properly and how to do it real good and be a real good troll in the sense of camping. Now, the first thing to do is to go to a town, because that's where everybody spawns. One of the best towns to camp is Tiho. And there's a few others. I'd say Pente. And one of the best ones is Volta. You'll see Volta right here on the map. And if you get here right about my position, what is that, south, a little bit southwest of the town, you can get up in these trees here and wait for people to spawn. Now the thing is, I said in my last video that people will not typically spawn in a town so much if you're in the circle. So you want to make sure that you're outside of the circle, and I am. And here's a guy already. I'm dead. Now, the reason why I'm here, and the reason why these cars are set up here, is normally they spawn typically around here, these cars. And this is always just where they spawn in Vault. It's where they were programmed to spawn. Now, so what you do is set up the cars. Sometimes you get killed doing it, so be careful about doing it. But set up the cars in such a way that I have them now, approximately. And if it's too dark outside, you can actually turn on the lights and face the cars toward each other. Obviously, never towards you, because then you'll illuminate yourself. And what happens is when anybody spawns in Volta, they immediately have to find a gun. The best place to find a gun in this game, right off the bat, is a car. And so what they have to do is they start looking around, they see that there's no cars, so they immediately go here to this hill where the cars usually are, and they are all set up for you. And so when somebody spawns, they will run to one of these vehicles and attempt to look in the back. So here's a guy now, and hopefully it's not the same guy that I just killed, and otherwise he will know. But this guy's just standing here, but I'm actually going to let him, I'm not going to shoot, and I'm going to let him come up to the cars to show you that you don't want to shoot when they're moving, because if you shoot when they're moving, then they know where you are, they know that they're being fired at. So if we just kind of stop moving, try and be as quiet as we can here, and now he's looking. Uh-oh. And you definitely don't want to miss like I just did. Time to displace. Whoops. I keep doing that. I keep actually hitting... but that's actually the way it's done. It was a total failure on my part. However, you can see that that's clearly a very effective way of killing people, as long as you don't miss like I did. Although I did shoot him once or twice, but it wasn't enough. I was using 5.56 ammo. And now you can hear him coming up and looting my body. But that's okay. I didn't have too much anyway. So now we see where we spawn next. This is Pente, another fairly campable town. Although people don't spawn here as much, it's kind of odd in the sense that people typically spawn in a few towns on this map, just more often than others. Although people do spawn here, it just seems like not as many. So what we do is we're going to get the cars, and we're going to put them right like we did in Volta. We're just going to kind of set them up here. And you kind of want them, if you can, with the back, because people typically like to go to the back to search a car, because that's kind of like where you can search easiest. And a Sting 9mm. This is one of the worst guns, in my opinion, but it is better than a pistol. So we'll go ahead and use it. One of my favorite guns is actually the 9mm. It's like an Uzi. I actually can't remember what it's called off the Oh, not the Sting. I can't remember what it's called actually now. It's been a while since I played. But it's like an Uzi, like a little 9mm submachine gun. And this is a 9mm submachine gun, but it is a different one. I'm not talking about this one. And it's actually extremely good. The reason why it's extremely good is because there's no kickback on it. So you can put it to full auto, get somebody in your sights, and just let it rip. And so you just hit them like 10 times. Here's night vision goggles. If you hit N, you activate the goggles. Although I'm going to have them off just for a minute. So we're going to take this truck and do just the same with it. And we'd put it up here. And that might be all the cars. There might be another one around this way sometimes. So I'll go check on that real quick. But again, so the Volta thing, what I showed was sort of a failure, but you get the point in the sense that you want to put all the cars in one little location, so that forces everybody to go to that location. And when you do that, and they go to, you want to wait till they actually stop, like I did at Volta, and then fire. Although you would want to fire correctly, unlike I did. And as I said in my intro video, I'm not the best player in the world at this, but I'm certainly not the worst. I just have a lot of time invested into it, and that makes me a little bit knowledgeable about the game in some sense. And so we want to get out of the blue circle, so we allow people to spawn in. Again, they will spawn in if you're in the blue circle, but more rare. So we want to zoom way in. And we want to see when we're just outside of that circle. Except this isn't a very too good of a position for me. So let's get like let's get right to the top of this hill here. That's plenty distance. Also, when you're zoomed in like this and you're aiming down your barrel, if you hit plus on your number pad, you zoom in if you hold it in. If you hit it twice, you will zoom in for good. So now I'm just zoomed in, and if I hit plus twice, it will stick zoomed in. You can also zoom in just by holding the right click. However, that holds your breath in this game, and it will steady your shot. As you can see, my shot is kind of moving around a little bit, but if I hold in right click, it slows down. But if I hit plus plus, it will still, see how it's just wandering all over? Now if I hold in right click, it will slightly slow down. However, that holds your breath and only lasts 4 or 5 seconds. And we got our first victim. Boy, I'm just all off today, huh? Looks like it is time to run. Again, I don't like the sting. Its sights are very large and cumbersome, and it's just a little bit difficult to use. If I had had my the gun that I prefer, the other 9mm, I would definitely have taken them out. This guy almost certainly ran off and is now hiding from me. Oh, no. He's there, alright. So we're going to try and juke him and just sort of run around a little bit more here. Let's see what we can do. Sound is very important in this game, as you can hear people running around and walking around, and you can hear it get closer to you and such. So far I'm failing pretty hard in the camping. However, I would hope that you get the idea of how this works and why this works for getting some sort of cheap and easy kills. I'm sort of messing it up personally. However, it's pretty clear how this operates. I have no idea where this guy went. Looks like we were both trying to flank each other and totally lost each other in that process. But that's okay. Hopefully I can get down this ladder without being the elephant in the room here. Okay, I appear to be sinking through. Yeah. Again, game's pretty buggy in a sense. That guy may have just either run off or he is also in hiding. So what we're going to do is just kind of run back up here and try again. Well then. Stupid rabbits. Well, this guy doesn't feel like playing with us, so let's go ahead and just grab... phone's going off. Let's go ahead and grab this SUV. And actually, we're going to take that Katiba, because that would have been very useless to, or useful to us in the first place. The SUV is one of the best cars in the game. Yeah. In the sense of, well, non-armored attack vehicles. The SUV has incredible acceleration, even when going up hills and things like that. Like this wouldn't happen in just about any other vehicle. And it's extremely fast. It gets to a pretty reasonable top speed, rather. I don't know about extremely fast, but it's very maneuverable and it goes up hills very easily. And you'll soon learn, if you play this game, that going up hills at a reasonable rate is a huge plus for any vehicle. So you'll start to learn why the SUV is one of the best vehicles in the game. For top speed, no, but for moving around poor terrain, yes. The fastest land vehicle is the Sport. There's a sport car. It's a sport hatchback. It's called like hatchback sport, something like that. And it looks exactly like the other hatchbacks, except it usually has like little flame decals on it. And when you get in, it says hatchback sport instead of just hatchback, and it moves very fast. Sometimes it's so fast that it's actually hard to maneuver. And we got some chaos going up here, so Well, let's see what we can do. Why not? And this guy's giving away his position with tracers here, so let's see. I can't see exactly where he was now. But we'll crawl over this hill here and see if we can't get a better view. I must have been hidden really good, because I could see his tracers, and now I can't see where he went. Very interesting. Let's see if there's anything good. Nope, nothing good. So let's just steal it. Okay. Oops. Ah, wow. Very easy to hit stuff in this game. I'm actually typically a fairly good driver in this game, but not today. But of course I mess everything up while I'm on video. I mean, that just makes sense, you know. You can see things spawn. It says new mission, like armored vehicle, and there's a capture vehicle there. It spawned. It's fairly far away from me, so I won't really bother myself with it. But with capture vehicles, you have to repair them, like they're missing a wheel and things like that. And there's usually like 3 AI around them. And so if you can kill them and repair the vehicle, you can take off with it. And it typically has a grenade launcher or a 50 cal HMG on it, something like that. But the problem is they're kind of hard to get, just because the simple fact that multiple people are trying to get them. So that's typically an issue. So here we are at Volta again. This is where I died, and looks like there's some stuff here. Might have been my old body, I'm not sure. But again, you can see that the cars spawn on that hill. And there isn't too many cars right now. And I'm injured, so it's going to be making that sound, which I apologize for. And I can't really heal myself. I don't have a first aid kit. However, you do regenerate in this game if you're over like 70 food and water. So, and we want this guy to stop, because people running in this game, it's typically harder to hit them, obviously, and I don't want to miss. And this guy's running around. He's clearly looking for like backpacks or repair kits and things like that. Food, water. But he looks like a new spawn, so that's generally a bit unnecessary to find food and water. However, repair kits and fuel kits, fuel cans, are always pretty useful, because sometimes you come across cars that are either don't have any fuel, or some objectives need to be fueled, like helicopters. A downed helicopter needs fuel. But this is definitely the way to do it if you want to just sort of camp if that's sort of your thing. You can also get up on other hills. There's plenty of places to camp, plenty of imagination to be had. However, I find this right here to be one of the best places to camp, just because, like I said, you can put the cars right there, and people will just run up, and they won't be able to see you. He can see me now because it's in the middle of the day, and hopefully they're just not paying attention. Sometimes if you kill the same person and they respawn in the same town, then they know that you're there, and they start firing at you from a window or something like that. Typically, this is pretty good with a friend. If you have if you just have like one friend with you, you get him and or her to get down here on the bottom, and then you'll be up top there where I was. Whoops! I hit my mouse button. Whatever. But that's definitely a good way to do it. Also, like I said, Tiho is a very good place to camp. Lots of spawns going on there too. The town all the way on Jakov is pretty good. To Camp 2, you can kind of get up on the hill, but however, the con of Jakov is that it's so far away from civilization that if you're there, you're there, sort of thing. There we go, baited some bullets. We got a truck ripping into town here. I can't believe that guy got away. Although I've been a pretty bad aim lately. So that kind of makes sense. Like I said, I haven't played in quite a while. I stopped playing for a while and trying to get back into it. This is it, the PDW 2000 9mm. Actually, I'll switch that out and I will show you it if I don't get shot first, because there is somebody in this town wandering around. But this is the PDW, and it doesn't look very good at first, but if your opponent is under 100 meters, like face to face, or you just have a good position where you can shoot from, that's a short distance. Oop, there we go. Obviously, he's out here somewhere. Seems to me like I'm getting camped pretty good, so I think I might just take off here, and I'll try to go to Tiho, and I'll show you that as the last town to camp. Although you can do it at other towns, other places on the map. You can make roadblocks and various things. But there we are. It was way up on the hill there. You must have a scope or something. And see, this is the classic example of a car slowing down when you need speed, and that's why an SUV is very good, or a quad bike, but they don't provide obviously any armor or anything around you. Not that a car does so much anyway, but I'd rather have a car around me than be on a four-wheeler if I was being shot at, in that regard. So, but we'll make our way to Tiho, and we'll see what we can do. And this is the regular hatchback, and as I was talking, that the hatchback Sport is the fastest land vehicle in the game. The hatchback itself, not so much. If I had a hatchback Sport, I actually have to like take my hand off the accelerator multiple times, you know, just going around corners and things like that, because it's simply too fast. You'll just run yourself right off the road. As soon as you hit the accelerator, you move. It's like a turbo, you know, like a sport car. But it's a little extreme, and it's not so good for it is and it isn't for Stratus, just because Stratus is as you can see, the roads are all totally windy, going up in and around mountains. However, the other map, the bigger map, Altus,
I need to stop shooting that fucking new spawns. If you keep shooting at new spawns, you're a bunch of fucking pussies. Angry man.
That's the thing about this game, is that nobody likes hearing anybody on phone.
Just to show you how much you're shitty at fucking games shooting at new spawns, because you can't get any other fucking kills for shooting new spawns.
And this is how you mute somebody on this game. Just find his name.
That's pretty fucking pathetic.
It is pathetic. Like, you shoot new spawns, like, that's just retarded.
Ah, there we are. And mute. And there's a lesson learned right there. How about that, huh? How to mute people. And anybody that complains about being shot as a new spawn, you've shot somebody as a spawn before, so it doesn't really matter. It's the way of the game. It's the way of the road.
I'm down. You're down a walk.
You can actually also turn off Vaughn completely, the voiceover network, and you won't actually have to hear anybody. This is another good place to camp. You can camp from anywhere from these hills out here and set up cars as usual. Tiho is unique in the sense that it has a very small town circle around it, so you can actually get behind, like, say, that rock right there, and just sort of crouch or go prone behind that rock. When anybody runs up to the cars, go ahead and blast them in the face. This little thing here isn't normally, typically here. You can move this around. Like, I could actually pick that up and walk with it, which, you know, as absurd as that sounds. Or I can put it in the back of, like, a big truck. It wouldn't fit in this. It doesn't have enough room. But, this is a hatchback Sport. And off the road, it goes very slow, but as soon as you hit the road, you haul. But I'm not really worried about that right now. I just want to show you how to set this up real quick. Just sort of set some cars up here. Don't suppose the exact location matters so much. That might not be the best setup I've ever made, but again, you can get right down here and sort of hunt from here. And when everybody comes up along there, they can't see you behind this rock, and you'll be able to take them out. And this is all the people on the map. There's, I don't know, about 70. When I joined, there was 70, but it could be a little different by then. Oops, I didn't mean to vault there. Oh, now I vaulted inside the Varrock. Oh my. Yeah, see this, this happens. That's a real thing that actually just happened. You can tell if somebody spawned in a town by the fact that they spawned in a truck. See that truck that wasn't there before? Now that it's there, I know that somebody had spawned there, because when you spawn in a town and there isn't the appropriate amount of cars in that town, it will spawn in a new vehicle. Oh wow, they actually added some kick to this. guy appears to be throwing grenades at me. I don't know where he got that many. Yeah, we're in a firefight now, son. And then I just get killed. Okay, well that's that should be the video there. But I hope you enjoyed the more so hints and tricks of camping. And so I need you to bring your own skill and not rely on the fact that I died 3 times while trying to do it. However, I just wanted to show that the fact that this is how you camp, and this is one way of doing it. There's many ways you could, but it's very effective. And if you just set up the cars, you'll be able to just sort of lure people to the items in the cars, and that way they sort of have to go there. They don't really have a choice, because if you want to just run out of the town and run to another town, it's a very long distance. So somebody's going to have to get to those cars, and that way you'll have a good advantage on them. But that should be it for now. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the hints and tricks. And I will see you guys next time.